Hey everybody, it's Zach and I like movies, and today I'm talking about the brand new Todd Haynes movie out on Netflix right now, May December. So I kind of want to try to be cagey about this because part of what makes this movie so interesting is all the reveals of like the drama and the characters, like the more you go in. So like going in blind, I feel like would really benefit your experience for this, but I kind of can't really talk about it without giving away some things. So in this movie, Julianne Moore plays a woman named Gracie, who back in the day had an affair with a 14-year-old in a pet shop, and then gave birth to their babies when she was in prison. When she got out, she and the boy Joe, who's played by Charles Melton, got married. Now they're living in it's like Savannah, Georgia, I think. And nowadays, Natalie Portman plays Elizabeth, who is an actress visiting her and her family for like the weekend, just to watch, just to observe, and try to get to know them and understand it, and like prep for the role of an upcoming movie. And man, this is a really tense, really uncomfortable, sometimes funny, occasionally funny movie that is just it's like a butterfly laced in snake venom. It's got all these like really, it's the kind of movie that like is kind of really in Todd Haynes' wheelhouse, about like all these like suburban families that are like have like all this like unspoken, like all this trauma and like baggage to them that they don't want to talk about. If you had like a closeted gay couple in it, that would have been the full Todd Haynes special. But I have seen like some people try to call this camp, mostly because of like the score. There's this very like portentous like piano sections that come in, like jut in, even like inopportune times, and like there's this already kind of getting memed on, where like this shot of like Julianne Moore, of like it's zooming in on her as she like opens the fridge and is like, I don't think we have enough hot dogs. People, and obviously in a vacuum that's pretty funny, but like in context it still kind of is. But like this isn't camp. It is melodrama. It's kind of like Douglas Sirk crossed over with like early Steven Soderbergh, Sex Lies and Videotape Steven Soderbergh, not quite Ocean's 11 Soderbergh. And it's got this real sardonic bite to it, in the way of like how these characters interact with each other, and how like especially Julianne Moore and Natalie Portman do. Like, Natalie Portman comes in, she's saying all the right things I just want to get to know you. I just want to like see the you that was behind all of this scandal and all of this, all this drama. I just really want to know you, get to know the real you. She's saying all the right things, but like the more what little is revealed about Natalie Portman's Elizabeth is so discomforting. Like you think, you get like she is like having an affair with, is like in this affair with a director and she's like has such high aspirations of herself and her art and her career. And oh man, like the length and like the stuff about her preparing really is really making comment on all the weird places actors will go to prepare for a role. And like she goes, there's a scene where she goes to the pet shop to speak with like the owner about where they were caught, and she like goes into the storage room where they were caught, and she like mimes out being in the throes of passion, and like it's like she's the worst kind of method actor. She thinks she's a Marlon Brando, but she's just a Jared Leto. And Julianne Moore's Gracie is like even more just kind of awful to be around. She's like a complete, she has these moments of just like complete utter emotional breakdowns. Like I think it feels like she might be bipolar a little bit, and she's the way she like just she has this like polite, demeaning attitude, like when she's interacting with like her daughters, or even a lot of the ways like she and Portman get along, which is not to say too much, but God, it's like she's so mean. She's such a bad person, and I feel that she knows that she is, and she's kind of like just, she feels guilty about what happened, but like she's also resigned herself to this. It's her life, and she's just making, and she, like really her whole family and the community around her is just kind of, making do with it. They're all kind of tolerating it. And again, like in a lot of Todd Haynes movies, has this nice suburban home. She's all like, she makes these cakes. She does all these things. She like tries to say a lot of the right things, but that she's like has a lot of things that she doesn't want to talk about. And a lot of that, all of that, can really be summed up with Charles Melton's character, Joe. And Charles Melton, who I didn't know until yesterday was a Riverdale alumni, is so great in this. This guy turns out to be the real MVP of the movie. You come for Natalie Portman doing her thing, and Julianne Moore is mothering more than any other mother has mothered since Betty Davis in All About Eve, and he is like so really, really fascinating because he's like, you first see him and he's kind of dopey. He's kind of like just, not just kind of like a suburban dad, but he's not. There's something more to him, because like, and when he reveals like all the baggage that he's went through, and he takes on more of like this like boyish innocence. It's like he's now 36, and he's seen, and the time it's taking place is of his kids' high school graduation. So he's seen his kids off to go live the life that he never got, and it's like, I'm not even 40. What do I do with my life now? And his mannerisms, his like sort of stilted, like almost meandrous body language, and man, like it's very heartbreaking. Some of the scenes, like he like sits with his son on the roof and just like smokes, and he like breaks down. And I don't want to give too much. Again, I don't want to give too much away, but there is a scene towards the end in the bedroom where it really brings home. Oh yeah, like while Moore and Portman were having this like passive aggressive diva off, Charles Melton was like really grappling with the horror and the trauma that Portman showing up really like brought back to the surface. That they were all tolerating, but like, how can he anymore? Like all this pain he went through, the way he was manipulated and being manipulated, and the whole like trauma of like having to like grapple and relive through the scandal of his life. And it really lays out there, beyond all these tabloid scandals and movies about like emotion of like these like scandalous tabloid stories, there is like real emotional trauma. Like there's horror to this. Real people really hurt from stories like this. Excuse me. And man, he is surprisingly, he's really turned out to be the real, again, MVP of this. Also, I have to shout out Corey Michael Smith, who plays Julianne Moore's eldest son, he's a total live wire. He was schoolmates with Joe when it happened, and you see how all of this has like damaged him, and like he's a total unexpected. You don't know what he's gonna do, and it was such a this movie is so fascinating. Although if I had criticisms, I don't think it fully strikes. I don't think it like sticks the landing in terms of the tone all the time. Sometimes the piano, like overbearing piano, feels intrusive. Sometimes it comes off as like unintentionally funny, which I don't think it like. Maybe it does, but maybe it doesn't. I don't know. That might be like a needs a second watch kind of might be something I need to get a second watch out of. And other time, and there's like the very obvious metaphor about like Joe like hatching butterflies, and it's like, oh yeah, it's springtime. You get it, you get it. That felt a little bit much, but like honestly, this was like such a fascinating movie with so much going on and so much to dig into, like the way of the way both Portman and Moore are manipulative and very self-centered. The way that it's about the shift, their shifting relationship between how they know how they interact with each other, and how they further reveal, slowly reveal like the like sort of hidden nastiness underneath each other's like polite demeanors. All that's great, and like again, Charles Melton is so good, and it's really heartbreaking to watch him go through all of this. Like it's a fascinating movie, but like I want it so bad to just crawl out of my own skin. It's so uncomfortable. So yeah, I feel like that's kind of it. It's really worth your time. It's definitely will be on like this is already showing up on like best of the year list, and I think I would probably agree. Though again, I would need a second watch. I can't wait to see this again. It's so interesting, and like oh man, its use of mirrors, the way like Moore and Portman will like look in the camera like the mirror, and they'll like just kind of like the way Natalie, and like oh my god, I almost forgot there's a monologue that Portman has at the end that's just like that's bone curdling. It curdles your bones. Well, yeah, I'm rambling by now, so yeah, you really should see this. I would say sometimes the tone doesn't always work for me, but the psychodrama of it all, the shifting character dynamics is absolutely fascinating. You can't look away even if you want to. Slow burning car wreck, and yeah, definitely one of the best movies of the year. I'm feeling like a strong 7, a light 8, if that means anything. Again, I need to see this again. I'm so excited to. So yeah, but again, we got a lot still left to watch. I can't wait to hopefully catch Poor Things. The Boy and the Heron is coming out, and both the sub and dub. Very excited for that. So yeah. Yeah, I don't think it's as good as like Carol was, but this is really good Todd Haynes stuff. So yeah, comment, like, subscribe. What did you think of May December? What was the MVP? Who was the very best performance in this movie? And what's your favorite Todd Haynes movie? I don't think I have a lot of Todd Haynes movies. I already saw Carol, but yeah, I like movies. I'm gonna keep watching movies, and I hope you do too. See ya.